നമസ്കാരം. ഹിമാലയ ഋഷി സംഗമത്തിൻ്റെ 5-ാം ദിവസമായി ഇന്ന് രണ്ടാമത്തെ പ്രഭാഷണം ആരംഭിക്കാൻ പോവുകയാണ്. ദേവതാഖണ്ഡമാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ പ്രവചനം നടത്താൻ പോകുന്നത്. ദേവതകൾ നമ്മുടെ ഓരോ ജ്ഞാനേന്ദ്രിയങ്ങളിലും കർമ്മേന്ദ്രിയങ്ങളിലുമെല്ലാം ഓരോ ദേവതകൾ, അതായത് അഗ്നി, വായു ഇവയെല്ലാം പ്രവേശിച്ച് അതിൻ്റെ ആയതനങ്ങളിൽ ഇരിക്കുന്നു എന്നാണ് ഉപനിഷത്ത് ടീച്ചിങ്. അപ്പോൾ ജനിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഈ ദേവതകളെല്ലാം ഈ ആയതനങ്ങളിൽ പ്രവേശിക്കുകയും മരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഈ ആയതനങ്ങളിൽ നിന്ന് അവ വിട്ടുപോവുകയും ചെയ്യുന്നു. ആ ദേവതാഖണ്ഡത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് പ്രവചിക്കാനായി മേധാനന്ദ സ്വാമി.
Just now you heard that all the gods were created and then they were in the Virat Purusha only. So, the Lord Ishvara has created them. Ta eta ajnadayo devata lokapalatvena sankalpya srishtha. Why God has created? Because they have to rule this world. Lokapala. Lokapalatve. Ishvarena Srishta. They have been created by Lord Ishvara. So, the mantra goes, Ta eta devata srishta Asmin mahatyarnave prapatan. So they have all, after creation, they have fallen in this ocean of world. Our world itself is ocean. Mahati Aranave. Then they have been separated from the the combined Virat Swarupa, and each having their own abhimana or ego, and they have fallen in this great samsara. Then what Ishvara did, see, when the Upanishad started first, Atma eva idam agre eva asit. Only Atman was there. Nothing was there. Then, to realize, one has to experience that. But why the process of creation has been told? The Vedanta says the creation is unreal. But the Upanishad says, for that they say, Adhyaropa pavadabhyam nishprapancham prapanchate. Worldliness, name and form are not there in that supreme consciousness. So, they superimpose on that something and then they negate it. Adhyara apadabhyam. So now the process of superimposition is going on. So if a man asks, what is the ground? If you just show an open place, he will not understand. So what they do, they plant something, rice, barley, etc. and then they cut and then they level the ground. Then they say, this is the ground, Maidan. Then he will understand. So for an ordinary human being, it is very difficult to grasp that nameless and formless consciousness. So, first it was that, and they superimpose on that so many things, and then they negate. So the adhisthana, the base, the support will be left. That's why, and to make understand the individual who is ignorant, that in between they say, Tat sushtva tadevan pravishat. He has created and he has entered into that. But that which is all pervading, how can it enter? It cannot enter. As if it has entered. Just to make an ignorant person understand that he has created your body and he has entered into you. It is not possible. Actually, see, when a pot is there and space is there, after creating the pot, the space has not entered. Space is there already. Only the pot was created. But for an ignorant person, to make him understand that God alone is within you, He has entered in you, as if that is they imagine something and they say so. That's why God, where is the mic? It is resounding. He has created all these gods and then they have been separated from the Virat. Tam asanaya pipasabhyam anvavarjat. When they were in his own body, the Virat, he has gave them or he has put them to hunger and thirst. Tam asanaya pipasabhyam anvavarjat. Then Tayenam Abruvan, all the gods started telling, Ayatanam Naha Prajanihi. You create a upadhi or a body, particular body, where we can stay and we can eat and drink, because you gave us asana pipasa, hunger and thirst. Now we have to appease them. So give us some support, where to stay, and afterwards that we can eat and drink. Yaspin Pratishta Annam Adama, where sitting we will eat. So, the individual agent, upadhi, with the individual Upadhi, identifying, is separation. Only space is there. If pot is made, it is called pot space. What happened? Space has been separated through the pot. The pot is called agent, upadhi. So these all gods, though they were in Virat, now they have identified with their own upadhis. And they got abhimana, ego. Then they have requested the Ishvara to create a ayatana, a support, a particular body for their stay. So, here he told, Lokapalattvena sankalpya srishta Ishvarena asmin samsararnave samsara samudre. So the worldliness itself is the ocean. Mahati, very big. Avidya kama karma prabhava dukkhodake. How is that? Worldliness, or how is that sea of the world, or the sea which is compared to the samsara world, says first ignorance is there, avidya. Then desire is there. To fulfill the desire, actions are there. So, desire and actions, they give you sorrow and difficulties, dukkhodake. So, because of this desire and because of this desire and action, individual is having difficulties and sorrow. So this is the water in that world, in that sea, worldly sea. And then, Tivra Roga Jara Mrityu Mahagrahe. Then he says, you see, so many diseases, Roga, he says, Jara, and then old age, and then death. These are big crocodiles. Just like in the sea, we see big whales and sharks and crocodiles. So in this worldliness or world, diseases, old age and death are the crocodiles. Water is due to ignorance, desire and actions is the water. So, then when from it has started, where from it has started? Anadi, no adi is. Then where it will end? That also we don't know. Ananta. Niralamba. There is no support in this sea. But at times, enjoying the senses, in individual gets little rest, only that much vishrama. And then he is having 5 sensory organs. So, for the desire of the objects, that itself is the breeze. In sea we see big waves will be coming. So here in this worldliness, or the sea of the world. What are the waves? How they come? Because the desire for the objects, it comes. So what are they? Kshut pipasa soka moha jara urmayaha. Hunger, thirst, grief, passion, old age and death. See? So these are the waves in the sea. They will disturb so much. Then, at times, they cry because of the dukkha. That is telling Maharauravadi aneka niregata aha ityadi kujita akrosh. They cry out. That is the sound which we see in the sea is compared here because of the people of the difficulties, they cry, they bawl out. That's why then he is asking, yeah, are you simply going on describing this worldliness as like big sea? Is there any outcome for it or not? Can we get liberated from this or not? Yes, yes. A boat is there, he says. What is the boat? And it has to reach the bank. So what is the moksha tira? He says, satya, truthfulness, guilelessness, dana, daya, compassion, non-violence, controlling the senses, controlling the mind, and the dhriti, dhairya, steadfastness in all the difficulties. So, these are all to sit in that boat, and these are the food, patheya. With these food, if you sit in that boat, that boat is made up of knowledge. Then you will reach the bank. Not only this, satsanga, sarvatyaga marge. The boat goes on which way? That satsanga and sarvatyaga marg. Everything you have to give up. Have these qualities, give up everything, do satsanga, and he says, he will reach the goal, bank. Agnyadi devata api, devata apya lakshana api, ya gatir vyakhyata. The individual doing extraordinary actions, karma and upasana, he will get the state of all the gods. But anushtana falabhuta sapi nalam samsara dukkha upasamaya. Though you reach this stage of a god, gods or deities like sun, moon, etc., it will not remove your sorrow and difficulties of this samsara. Nalam. So, he says, yatha evam tasmad evam viditva. First understand this. Even after going to heaven and become one of the gods, and even going to Hiranyagarbha, the samsara is not eliminated, it is not removed, and the difficulties and sorrows also will be there. But we here in Swarga, the devas only enjoy. Where is dukkha for them? You may ask. See, now and then, these demons will be going and occupying their seats. So they are already afraid. Viditva param brahma atma atmana sarvabhutanancha. The Supreme Brahman is his own self and he is the self of all. Prakutasya jagad utpasti sthiti samhara hetutpena. Now in present context, that who is the Atman of everybody and who is himself is the consciousness, he has created, sustaining, and he destroys this world. Samsara dukkha upasapanaya veditavyaha. So, he alone should be experienced to remove all the difficulties and sorrows of this world. That is why, in the beginning, we have told the upasana of vital force, prana, and the karma, that which we have to do. Just now we have told this truthfulness and all these things. And etat brahma, etat satyam, etat param brahma, atma jnanam. So this particular consciousness, which is in everybody, this is Brahman, this is Atman, this alone is real. So veditavyaha. Know that world is unreal, it is carrying, it is having so many sorrows and difficulties. Then you should know this Atman. Nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. No other go to get the highest happiness and remove the difficulties. Then, first, all the gods, they have asked, please give some abode for us. So, we can stay in that and we can eat and appease our thirst. Then, what the Almighty did, Ishvara, tabhyam gam anayat, ta abruvan, na vai no ayam alamiti, tabhyo aswamanayat, ta abruvan, na vai no ayam alamiti. So for them, he brought a cow, enter into this abode, yourself. Then they told, this is not fit for us. Nalam, this is not sufficient. Why? Because it is not having the upper teeth. It cannot pull the grass fully and eat from the root. That's why we don't want. All right. Then he brought a horse. Then they told, the horse is all right, it is having both sides teeth, but it is not having discrimination. That's why we don't want to enter. Like this, he has created all these creatures. And they started telling, no, it is not all right, this is not fit for us, like that. Sthana karana devata utpatti bhutam. Now, sthana, just now our Sarvanji was explaining, golaka, where the sense organs are there. This is only the seat of the sense organ. It is not actually the sense organ. The sense organs are subtle, but their seat is gross. Karana. Karana is the sense organs and the devata. A particular God should support our sense organs, otherwise they will not work. That's why these three things were created Sthana Karana Devata Utpatti Bijam. So where these three things will be there? In a Purusha. Purnat Purusha. He has created a human form and then Atmanam Pindam Atmanam Asanaya Pipasabhyam Anvavajat. And not only this, the Virat, in whose body all the gods are there, he was also feeling this hunger and thirst. Anvavajya Sanyojitvan. Pindam, his own body. Tasya Karanabhutasya Asana Adi Doshavatvan. So in the cause, where from the gods were created, in that also this asana pipasa, this hunger and thirst were there. That's why Devatanam api asanaya pipa asanaya adimatvam. Because it is there in the cause, it actually comes in the effect also. If the clay is black, the pot will be black. Afterwards eating it will become red, that is another thing. But if you take the red clay, pot will be red. Or if you take white thread and if you prepare from that a cloth, it will be white. Yeah. From red thread, red cloth will be coming. So whatever is there in the cause, that comes in the effect. But the cause of creation of a human being is supreme consciousness and only happiness. That also is there in us. That we experience in the deep sleep, but we don't pay any attention towards that. That's all. Whatever is there in the cause, it is in the effect. But the effect is not paying any attention to the cause. That's why these all difficulties and sorrow. First, asana pipasa. Taha tato asanaya pipasabhyam phidyamana. They were feeling much hunger and thirst, so they asked the Virat, Srashtarma Abruvan, Ayatanam Adhishtanam, support, so that where we can stay and eat and drink. Asmabhyam prajanihi, prepare. Sitting there, samartha satyaha annamadama. So sitting there will be having eligibility to eat food, etc. Tabhyo devatabhyo gam gava kriti visistam. He brought first a cow, then they told this is not all right. Then how he has prepared? Adbhyaha purvat pindam samudritya. From water itself he has taken and made it solidified and murchitva anaya. So he has prepared. Because this supreme consciousness, an epithet is there for that, Satya Sankalpa. Whatever is just, he thinks some Sankalpa, immediately it comes. In the same way, the yogis and great Mahatmas, because they have completely tuned themselves with the Supreme Consciousness, they are also having this quality of Satya Sankalpa. Whatever they desire, that comes. That's why most of the people, they go to great Mahatmas and ask them to bless, to fulfill their desires. Punar gavakritim drishtva apurvam navaino asmadartham adhishtanaya annamattumayam pindolam. For eating food, this particular agent, the gavakriti, the form of cow, is not sufficient. Is not fit, is they say. Gavi pratyakhyate tabhyo asumane. So, when they have denied to enter into the cow, he brought a horse. Navai no ayam alam iti purvat. Again they say this is not useful for us, it is not eligible. Sarva pratyakhyane. God started creating and these people started denying, not good, not good, not eligible, like that. So, Purusha Manaya. Then he made the form of a human being. Swayoni Purusham. So, the form of man, Puranat Purusha, is their own cause. The Almighty is also called Purusha. Puranat Purusha. He is all-pervading, that's why it's called Purusha. So, this man also is Purna or Puri Chete iti Purusha. This is called Puri. This is a town, Puri. In this stays. That's why this is called Purusha. That is the cause for all the gods. That's why they said, Sukritam, Sobhanam Krutam. Very good, you did very good thing. Idam Adhishtanam Bata Itabruvan. So the support for us is very good. Purusho Vava Purusho Eva Sukritam. Sarva Punya Karma Hetutvat. After having so much of good punya, the Jiva gets this body of Purusha. Svenaiva Atmana Swamaya Bhikrutatvat. Why this human being is so beautiful, so good and eligible to realize? Because other things you see, the other creatures, he has asked his assistants to create. But this human being, he has created with his own hands. That's why this is Svenaiva Atmana Swamaya Krutatva Sukrutam. It is very good. Ta devata Isvaro abravit. Ishtam asam idam adhishtanam. This is, you like. That's why sarvehi svayonishu ramante. All people, they enjoy their own in their causes. That's why this is, you liked. Yathayatanam. Yasya yat vadanadi kriya yogyam ayatanam. So, whatever is eligible portion, fit for you, you enter into that, it says. Purusha is otherwise also called Brahmavaloka Buddhir Yasmin Ta Purusha. That human being is able to experience the highest consciousness. That's why he is called Purusha. But it is not only for mere enjoying. Purushartha pradhanatvat. Mukhya Purushartha is moksha. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So, for that, this we got this human form. That's why in Kenopanishad it goes, Ihachedavedi dasatyamasti nachedihavedin mahati vinasti. Staying in this body, if you are able to realize your own self-consciousness, the Atman, then your existence will be there. Otherwise, so much of vinasha, destroying will be there. Nachedihavedin mahati vinasti. What is this destruction? He says, again and again you have to take birth and death, the cycle will be going on. That's why he says, that is the main purpose of this human being. Ahara nidhya bhayamedhanancha samanametat pasubhi naranam dharmohi adhiko desha. So, doing the rituals, practicing spirituality is more than other creatures. And they say there are 84 lakhs of creatures. But among all of them, only a human being can realize, others cannot realize. They simply enjoy the karma. That's why Purushartha Pradhana Purushaha. So, the God has brought Purusham Anayat Ta Abruvan Sukrutam Bata. Then they told it is very good. Sarva Punya Karam Hetutva Sukrutam. It is the combination of all the good acts. That's why it is very good. Purushobhava Sukrutam. This Purusha alone can do the good for himself. Abravit yadha ayatanam pravisha. As is your place, so enter into this body like that. He has told. Veshti deha sushti muktva. Virat is the combination of all the gross bodies, but that Virat now has created a Veshti, separate, individual, yes, created because from the Virat body, the devatas, deities were separated. So, in the same way, now they will enter into a separate body. Now, each individual is having a particular place, sthana, and then that is called Golaka. So, whichever is fit for you, there only you should enter. Like that the God has told. And now, when a particular God enters into a particular sense organ, then you see the gods are pleased to satisfy their hunger and thirst. And you are satisfied by the joy of the objects. So, here three things are there: a place and the individual sense organ and the God. If that particular God is not supporting you, then you will not be able to work with that particular sense organ. So, before death, all these gods take away from the individual all their powers. That's why he will not be able to hear, he will not be able to see, not able to think. Mumurshu, he is about to die. Then as if the king orders, the Virat has ordered all the gods to enter. So, they entered into this city called Puri. Agnirvag bhutva mukham pravishat, Vayuhu prano bhutva nasike pravishat, Adityak chakshur bhutva akshini pravishat, Disha srotram bhutva karano pravishat, Voshadi vanaspatiyo loman bhutva tvacham pravishat, Chandrama mano bhutva hridayam pravishat, Mrityu apano bhutva nabhim pravishat, Apo retah bhutva shishtam pravishat. So, the fire god, as I told you previously, everything in this world is having three forms. The grass, the subtle and the causal. The causal form is of the one consciousness which is pervading in everybody. But the subtle form and the gross form varies. So, when you come to the fire, the gross form is this fire which we see when we light. But this fire god is also having a human form, subtle form. That's why and he has become the power of speech and entered into the mouth. Agrirvag bhutva mukham pravishat. That's why the words we use are coming from the power of fire god. That's why you may serve a person for 10 years, but if you tell some unwanted scolding to that person, he will forget all your serving, and all through his life he remembers those words. Such and such a person has scolded me like this. Why? The words are produced by fire god, Agni. It just enters into your heart and breaks your heart and stays there. That's why we should never speak harsh words to anybody, even to the animals, they say. Why? That's why in Shanti Mantra we say, Jihva me madhumattama, let only the honey, that means sweet words, come through my mouth. That is the prayer. Otherwise, now, you told some harsh words to somebody, so each action is having its own equal and opposite reaction. Again it will come back unto you. Somebody else will scold you. So, then we feel very sorry. To avoid that, we should control our speech. That means never use harsh words to anybody, because it rebounds, it reflects, it comes back to you. We hear the story that Rama killed Vali. So, that Vali in the next life became a Kirata, and he has killed Krishna. That's why we should be very careful in our actions and in our speech and even in thinking. What you think that you will be. So if you always think bad, that only will be within you. That's why here he says, one should be very careful in speech. Vayu prano bhutva nasike pravishat. The outside air and breeze, it has become the vital force, and the power of inhalation and exhalation, it has entered through the nostrils. Adityas chakthur bhutva akshini pravishat. The sun god has become the power of seeing and entered into the eyes. Srotra, disha srotra bhutva karno pravishat. The directions, they have become the power of hearing and entered the ears. Voshadi vanaspatayaha. Voshadi is the crops like rice, barley, wheat, etc. And vanaspati is just like mango, jackfruits, etc. Every year you will be getting fruits. So these two, they become the hair and they have entered into the skin. Chandrama mano bhutva hridayam pravishat. The god moon has entered, has become the thinking power of mind and entered into the heart. Because the moon is called very chanchal, going on oscillation. That's why this fellow mind is also always oscillating. Unnecessarily poking the nose here and there and thinking unnecessary things and always disturbed. This is due to moon. That's why we have to do so much of austerities, tapa. Tapa here, especially in Vedanta, is called tapa vichare. We should take the help of the discrimination and always think what is real and what is unreal, thinking that we should get away or we should remove our mind from the unreal things and we should goad it to think on the real things. Now he says, Mrutyur, the death god, Yama, has become Apana and the power of Apana and entered into the navel. He says, Apaha, the fire, the god of water, that is Varuna, he has become, and in some place they say Prajapati, so he has become the sperm and entered into the generator organ. Like this, the all the gods were first in the Samishti, combined form of Virat, and they have been separated, and they got hunger and thirst. So they requested the Almighty. Then He has created this human form, and they now all have entered into this human body. So getting the order of the Almighty like a king, Ishwarasya Nagaryamiva Baladikritadiyo Agnir Vagabhimani Vageva Bhutva Swamyoni Mukham. Because from in the creation, from the Virat Purush, the Agni has come out, the fire god. So now it knows its cause. That's why in the human being also, it had entered into the mouth. Yonim. Mukham pravishat tatha uktam arthanyat. Like that other things have also been. Vayu nasike, the air has entered into the nostrils. Aditya akshini, the sun god entered into the eyes. Disha karnau, the directions are also having particular deities. They have entered into the ears. Vashadi vanaspatiyat pacham. Chandrama, the moon, has entered into the heart. Heart in the sense, not heart. See, in Vedanta, they don't take this beating heart. Hridaya means Hridi Ayam. Where is the God? Here. This is called Hridaya. Angustamatra Purusho Antaratma. So, here itself, mind also is there. Consciousness is there, and mind also is there. So the mind is superimposed on that consciousness, and the ego starts coming. That's why Hridaya means don't take this beating heart. Mrityur Nabhi, the Mrityu have entered into the navel, apam system pravishat. Like this. So, without these sense organs, the gods cannot appease their thirst and hunger. That's why they entered. So, tam asanaya pipase abrutam. Then all the gods were having, they were subjected to thirst and hunger. Now these two fellows went to the god, asana pipasa. You create some support for us also. Abrutam avabhyam abhiprajanihi te abravit etasu evavam devatasu abhajami etasu bhaginyo karomi tasmat yasye kasye ch devataye havirgrihyate bhaginyo eva asyam asanaya pipase bhavataha. See, the gods are having a particular form. But this hunger and thirst, these both are not having a particular form. If I ask somebody who is feeling more hungry, you just bring out your hungry, I will give 2 slaps and I will send it away. Will it come? It will not come. Because it is the actual consciousness is working through prana, and it is the quality of prana. asanaya pipasa. That's why, just like this is a matter, but it is having white color, so we call a white glass. The quality of whiteness cannot stay alone. It should have some support. In the same way, these are dharmas, qualities. They cannot stay separately. That's why God told these, all the gods are having their own portion to enjoy. So, you just join them. Asana pipasa, you just join all the gods. Devatasu eva vam. Devatasu abhajami. Tasu bhaginya karomi. The portion of enjoyment, whatever these gods are getting, you will get some portion from that. That's why, yase kassecha devataye. So whenever you offer in the name of a particular god, Indraya Swaha, Varunaya Swaha, Agniya Swaha, Somaya Swaha. So these two asana pipasa also are having a share. Bhaginyo eva asyam asanaya pipase bhavataha. These two becomes the enjoyer of that part. As past part is enjoyed by these two asana pipasa, hunger and thirst. Whatever the gods enjoys, in that some portion comes to this. So, for also you create some ayatana, some support. Then he told, Ivayo bhavarupatva. Your existence is there, manner of being is there, but you are only in the form of a quality, guna, dharma. But a quality cannot stay without the support of a matter, dravya. That's why I will make you the enjoyers of all these gods. So, some portion from them, you just join yourself with these gods, and some portion of their enjoyment will come to you. Vritti samvibhagena anagrahanami. Whatever portion they are having, from that, some portion you will get. Bhaginyo ye devata, devate yo bhago, haviradi lakshana. Havir means some, for putting oblation, so many kinds of seeds are taken, or at times they powder all the seeds and they put ghee on that, and that they offer purodas like this. So whenever they offer for the gods, in that some portion you will get. Esse kassecha devata arthaya havir grihite cherupuroda lakshanam bhaginya eva bhagavati bhagavati eva avabhyam. So whenever somebody offers something to the gods, in that some portion, these two they get. One is hunger and another is thirst. See, but when we eat, it is all right. The hunger is appeased. When we drink water, thirst also is appeased. But when we see a particular object, how these are having portions? In the eyes or in the sun god, So our Swamiji says, suppose you are feeling much hungry and bell was not given, and bell was given, then some satisfaction you will get. And somebody says, oh, so many delicious things have been prepared. So you hear some pots, some joy you will get. Oh, so much I will get. And after going and seeing, before eating, then also you will get joy. Oh, this is good. Like that, don't think that this asana pipasa are not enjoying through all the indriyas, all the gods. They are having their own portion. So, they are having their portion and my portion is over. Time also is over. So, thank you all. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om.